Hey, stop it. All right, Beau Sluder,
Hey.
pleasure to have you. Sean Snow, pleasure to have you. Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Good.
Well, the good news is your friend, Sean, is pro. The bad news is you're not. Congratulations, brother.
Whoa! What?
And by the way, well deserved. I should point out that you just drove all the way from Delaware to skate with us today.
Wow.
And you did tricks that no other human being can do. How aware of this are you? Like, okay, the hippie jump, varial flip, to midair hippie jump, you know nobody else can do that, right?
Right.
So congratulations, well deserved. Let me hold it up there, let me show it. Where is this available? Okay,
It's not available yet.
well that's no good.
We still got maybe a month.
Wait, maybe that
Till it
is
comes
good.
out.
Well, maybe if there's like demand for a product that doesn't exist, they're going to go more crazy about it. and try-
It's
yeah,
rare.
trying to chase it down. So this is actually a slick bottom board, which was a big thing in the 90s. I remember there was a Powell board. It was the Angel Boy, and it
Okay.
had like a slick coating, and we all wanted that because it meant you got to keep your graphic. Now, remember when you're like an early, like you just got into skating, you don't want to scratch your graphic off? Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
So for all the kids out there, if you buy this one, you won't lose the graphic. But those are 90s kids. They're probably not like the kids now, are they?
I remember kids would take a screwdriver and scratch the graphic on purpose too.
Yes, I had a guy at my school. This is no word of a lie. He was a guy that never really skated in front of us. We would never see him skate. But he came in one day. He would always talk up how he was so good at crooked grinds. He's like, I got the best K grind. I got the best crooked grind. And he comes in one day and he's like, he brought his board and he's like, see? And he had obviously taken the truck to a grinder, like a grinder machine, and just grinded it down so we'd all be impressed at his crooked grinds. And we're like, can we see one? And he's like, no, like that's all the evidence you need.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, I believe that's what they call a poser. Absolutely. You absolutely killed it today. Heel
thank
flip, front tail, 270 out.
Perfect.
What was going through your head when that happened? Because I did dangle some money in front of you. I believe I started at 1,000 to get it first try, and every subsequent attempt went down $100.
So what was going through my head was land it first try. To get
Right? Yeah,
$1,000,
get
but
$1,000.
It wasn't happening like that, and got it at the end though. So
Yeah, I believe you got down to 0 and then made it the second try after that. So the way my brain works, because I can't do mathematics, I went, well, that equals negative 200, which equals 200. So I owe you $200.
thank you very much.
I got you. How much did you get from Tim?
I'm not sure. I didn't count it yet, but that man was handing out hundreds.
Pull it out. Is it in your wallet?
It's in my pocket right
Pull
here.
it out. Let's see what you got.
He
Yeah.
was making hundreds fly around. It was great. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, $700 I made today skating.
Well,
Yeah.
who says that
This is
professional skateboarding, or amateur skateboarding in your case, is not a lucrative pursuit?
Yeah, this is crazy. I never dreamed something like this would happen.
Can I smell it real quick?
Yeah, smell it. It smells good. A little sweaty, but
No, that smells like America. Well done. Yeah, so you guys are from Delaware.
I'm from New Jersey originally.
You're Jersey,
Yeah.
you're
Wilmington, Delaware.
But
Yeah.
now, okay, but you guys are like brothers to me. I imagine you live in the same place, but you don't?
We used to. As soon as I turned 18, my mom's electricity was getting shut off, her water was getting shut off. So I was just like, abandoned ship. I'm moving to my best friend's house.
I was like, hey mom,
Okay.
can Beau move in?
You guys are the real deal. I
Yeah.
think that's to me what was so cool about you guys coming here today. Like we can't deny who we are. Like we went out into the streets. It was you, me, Taylor, and we're just playing in an alleyway. And I feel like the normcore people walking past, they didn't quite get it or want to get it. They're like, don't know what's going on there, but we're going to the
Antique shop.
yeah, exactly. But we're playing in the alley, and it's strange to me that people have a problem with that sometimes.
Yeah.
Not that they had a problem, they were cool enough, but do you ever feel as a skater, especially now that we're in our 30s, that we're insane for doing what we're doing?
Definitely.
Yeah, I try to see their perspective. and
I don't
realize-
think you should.
But just because it's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's fun to think of everybody's perspective.
sometimes when I get in a weird headspace, I'm like, what is this for? Why am I doing this? Like, it has no purpose. And then I'm like, but it makes me so happy, and it like makes me more intelligent, I feel, and it's just so good. Like,
That must be the purpose. See, I have that same thought. I'm like, what are we doing? But let's talk about the forbidden topic.
Whoa. What's that?
Psychedelics. How have psychedelics helped you or hindered you in your skateboarding life?
All I can think about is when I take them, it makes skateboarding easier.
It's as simple as that?
It's as simple as that.
when I take them, it makes skateboarding harder. So I just go sit somewhere and close my eyes and go to other dimensions and come out feeling more wise.
See, for me, it was like, I don't know. When I do psychedelics, I go more into art world, and I want to paint, and I want to create canvases of what I saw. Skateboarding, to me, isn't so conducive to psychedelics. They feel like two different modes of thought to me. Mm-hmm. Skateboarding's mechanical and intuitive. You have to like understand how things are working. Psychedelics, you're just out the window in another dimension. Mm-hmm. But you say they help you skate? I want to know more about this.
But that's on a microdose.
Uh-huh,
So-
not a macro?
0.5 to maybe a gram, depending on how I'm feeling.
And that helps you.
It helps me.
So what does it feel like? You're getting in some kind of zone?
Yeah, like I believe. It helps me believe.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm just like,
That makes sense.
I can do it, and then it happens that much quicker.
See, I have a weird thing about that. I often think that, and this is pure ego, but I think I'm making other people's tricks happen from my interactions with them as they're rolling up. Like, if you give the correct knucks, and you give the correct vibe, you play the
That is
correct
part
song,
of
and
it.
you're like, I'm making them do it.
That's definitely part of it, I
You
believe, too.
made me do my tricks earlier
I
today.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I remember a thing a while ago. There was an article in Skateboarder magazine, and they were talking about the fisheye distorting reality to the point where something that's not even so great, if you have it the right angle with the fisheye, it's going to look huge. And the guy came up with the terminology. He said, just click it to huge. He's like, if this thing's tiny, click it to huge. But I don't know. You guys have had street parts, both of you, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
You've had a few.
Whom for?
I think mostly for us.
Yeah, just
It's just fun.
for us. And, yeah, nothing, no real serious companies or nothing. We just do it because we love skating.
But honestly, I don't think it would have turned out the same if I wasn't skating with him all the time, because we literally filmed each other.
Yeah, for
We
hours
both got
and
good at
hours.
filming, and we both got good at skating, and just took turns
Yeah,
hyping each other up.
yeah.
I have noticed that about you guys when you skate. It's not even a friendship, it's a brotherhood.
It really is.
Yeah.
We've worked a lot of the same jobs together, even
yeah.
so many jobs, all of our
Hilarious.
jobs basically. We worked
Literally
together.
like straight out of Step Brothers movie.
You are the
I
stepbrothers.
remember we went to an interview together at the pancake place or IHOP or something,
Yeah.
and the lady was just looking at us so
We
mad.
failed
looking-
so bad at that
Yeah.
interview.
She was like, "Why do you want to work here?" And we were like,
We don't.
"Money."
And then we worked at a Panera Bread. We were like out back throwing cardboard in the thing, and we were like doing cannonballs into the trash and all that. Then we worked at with the golf course. The golf course was ridiculous.
That was crazy.
What happened at the golf course?
So our friends, they would just do like jackass stuff every day. Like, you know what a governor is in the engine? It like regulates the speed. They would like disable the governor so that the golf cart can go max speed, and they jump it over the lumps into the sand traps and stuff. I ended up totaling a golf cart by accident because we'd get like little stones and
He
stuff.
drifted
you know,
into the garage and just crashed into the back of another one.
I was in the cart that had the bad brakes, and I came flying in real excited to be done work, and I'd always slam the brakes on and go ski and skid up and be like, yeah, good day at work. But the brakes did not work, and I slammed into the back of it, and it exploded, and plastic was raining down from the sky, and I was just like, oh my god.
Wait,
So
it
I just-
exploded?
Yeah,
Exploded
it, like,
the
just
front
hit the
bumper.
Yeah, the front was made out of plastic, like the whole front hood, and it just exploded. It was just raining. And I just left. I was like, I don't know what to do. That was so stupid, so I just left.
I'm super envious.
And they're like, what happened?
I thought it wasn't that bad.
I was like, I had my headphones in, listening to music, and didn't think it was that bad.
When
The
you
boss
say
was-
you just left, you mean
I just left.
you left the job and the scene at once? Yeah, okay,
Yep.
cool. I've done that. I have done that. I only had one real job ever. Well, real job. It was telemarketing, and one day I just hit my limit. I was like, this no work, me go. And I walked out the door and I saw the road and I went, I'm going that way. And that's what led me here. Yeah.
It's interesting what led us here. The trashing.
Trashing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys killed it on that. That's why I was happy to reunite with you guys, because you obviously murdered it, and just not only your brotherhood, but the creativity that's going on too. You in particular.
What? What'd I do?
You are the street genius. Origins of the name, or can we not dig into that? Is it too mysterious?
We can dig into it.
Okay, let's go.
Honestly, I just was like, I love the streets, and I started getting real smart at what I was doing, and I was like, street genius. It just popped in my head, literally street genius. I was like, that's amazing.
I mean,
Like, that's who I really am. I don't even feel like Sean Snow. I feel like street genius.
so it's a stage name?
It's just, that's me.
Okay.
If I wasn't too lazy, I'd go change my name, go to the courts, change it to street genius.
Last name Genius, first name Street?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have a child, what will their first name be if their last name's Genius?
That's a good question.
Dumbass.
Dumbass genius. Oh man, he's making me cramp up.
Yeah, you're dealing with a cramp right now.
Yeah.
So tell the world you're suffering.
My whole body's cramping up. I went too hard.
Yeah.
Way too hard today.
You actually did, and you were telling me earlier, you did mention that your natural time limit for filming a trick is when your phone runs out of battery.
Exactly.
And today you're with a staff filmer, somebody that
Endless
can,
batteries.
endless battery, film you forever, and you hit your limit and now you're cramping.
Yeah. Yep.
Went beyond his limit.
Yeah. People don't know this about you, but you have extremely long hair under there. What does it take to...
Like down
It
there.
was a secret.
No, I'm saying, what does it take to
now.
reveal what we really look like? Like, I'll take my glasses off, you take your hat off, we take everything off.
So we're just doing it.
Yeah, let's get naked.
Me three?
Jeez, these guys are weird. They're talking about getting naked up in this piece. Let's just dive in.
Yeah, keep it going.
DMT, what about it?
Whoa.
You told me the coolest story today. You didn't hear this, but I was talking to Beau, and he did mention that when you guys took DMT, you went through a cycle of all the different people you'd been, and you ended up saying that you were each other.
Well, yeah, I was telling you a story of he told me, actually. When he was on it, he was everyone he ever met, and then the last person he was me before he went back into his body.
You felt what it's like to be Beau?
Everyone, and then Beau last.
Interesting. If that's not brotherhood...
Like
then
everyone I've ever
brotherhood.
met, like anybody I ever knew, I was them too.
Wow.
One of my experiences, I made
insane.
it through all these different levels of dimensions, and I made it to this level, it felt like the top dimension, and it was like this all-seeing, like, mathematical lady, and she just looked at me for a second, and I was silly enough to make a joke with her, because she wasn't really...
What happened?
I went, "Hi!" And she went, and
Chucked you out?
blasted me back through all the dimensions back into my body, and I was like, oh, why'd I do that?
Oh my
I finally
goodness.
met, like, you know what I mean, like some higher being or alien or something, and I made a joke and got kicked out.
And the joke was like saying hello in a funny voice?
Yeah, just like I was making fun of it all. It was so surreal and so like spiritual and so like amazing. I can't even put it into words, and me being who I am, everything's a joke to me.
So you're saying this is a dimension beyond humor, and you dared to put humor into it?
That's what it felt like, yeah.
Well, that's what it feels like every day on planet Earth right now. Hey!
Exactly.
And hold up, he said the word alien, which made me realize when we were working at the golf course, it was so wild because the one day he didn't come to work, it was me and my other buddy, because he also worked there, and on the way there was no street lights in this one section, and all of a sudden there was 5 flashes over over our car, like it got scanned by like an alien ship or something. And then all the people at the golf course were telling us about how they see UFOs out there. So like
This is where?
Delaware.
I heard there's good drugs in Delaware.
What kind?
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's actually talk about this. Tell me about your UFO experiences personally. Have you had any?
I haven't had an experience with a UFO, but one time I ate an eighth of mushrooms and a medical weed brownie, the whole thing. They always say like, eat 1/4. I ate the whole thing, and I kept transforming into different aliens. I looked at my arm, and it went boom, to a scaly alien. Another second, it was like shoo, to this like slippery alien. Just all these different forms of aliens I went through, like that cartoon Ben 10 or something.
I've had that in a similar way, but mine was like on the edge of sleep. They say you have endogenous DMT in your body, right? And when you dream, it's actually your internal DMT that's causing those visions. I've had that a few nights where I've been falling asleep and seen every different kind of alien. These faces appear, but they're brief and they disappear. I want it to be real so bad. But as far as UFOs go, I haven't seen any actual physical proof on this earth except for 2 times.
Tell us.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
One time, we're driving back from Vegas to Los Angeles, right? And I see something that cannot be explained. It's 3 red lights in the sky rotating like this, and it's massive. And I'm like, there is no aircraft I know that's that big with these red lights that could possibly be anything explainable by science. Then I did the mental math and went, it's the windmills that you go by in the day when you're going out to Vegas. It's those giant white windmills with the red lights on the tips of the blades so that planes don't hit them. And I went, no UFO. Second time, London. I see something flying overhead. It's this pulsating orange light, and then it starts descending. I'm like, if a UFO is descending on my watch, I'm gonna go catch it. So I ran towards where it descended, and it landed on a railway bridge, and it was a lantern.
Oh.
So I'm deeply, deeply disappointed that I haven't seen evidence of extraterrestrials visiting Earth. You got any evidence? You got any evidence?
I mean, how did flashing lights appear over my car? How is that?
Because you were high.
I wasn't high.
But didn't you
It
say that
was in
you're
the morning.
always
It was
high?
early morning, so that's my least high time.
Oh, okay. You said you get progressively higher as the day goes
Yeah,
on.
exactly. And then we had one thought. We were like, what if it was Beau from the future, and he was checking out what was going on? He was the alien. Aliens are actually just us from the future, and this has actually already all happened. This is the past right now.
So the whole aliens being humans from the future, I can kind of get down to that. It's possible. That being said, why are they just coming here, checking it out, and fucking off again? Don't they want to fix anything?
I don't know. Maybe they are fixing stuff by doing little things that cause chain reactions.
Okay.
Okay, he's on to something.
Okay.
Like, you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
The Mandela effect.
Like, Bernstein Bears is like spelled different or something now, and everyone remembers it a certain way. Like, all these different examples. So maybe they're going around and changing little things like that. But
I'm having the Mandela effect right now because I used to know what the Mandela effect was, and now I don't. Which is surely the Mandela effect.
Oh,
So is it Bernstein or Bernsteins?
I have no idea, and I don't even care. I just like to skateboard.
Okay. I like to skateboard too. I don't give much of a flying fuck about anything else. But I think there's like something to skateboarding where the fact that we're not too preoccupied with what's going on in the geopolitical hellscape outside of us is probably good for us.
Yeah.
I don't mind staying in this bubble. Who wants to know about the Israel-Palestine conflict? I'm sorry, I'd rather skate with you guys.
Yeah. I only found that out by chance. I was in a hotel the other day, and my friends had the news on. I was like,
Oh, did you know there's a
God."
massive war? You're like, thanks for that
I was
info.
like, I'm never watching the news again.
Yeah.
I just-
it's not a war here.
Yeah,
We're just skating.
Okay, case in point. I feel like people copy a lot of what they see on their screens. You know how people watch a lot of dramas where the families are yelling at each other and there's bad relationships and they're yelling. I think people see that and they go, oh, that's what I should do in my life.
Programs them.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they don't even realize it most of the time. Maybe they're subconscious.
Yeah, they're like, I'm going to yell the thing that I heard the person yell at the person on the thing.
That's why I only like comedies, because I want
Yeah,
to
that's
laugh
right.
at everything.
So that's also, you shouldn't watch terrible skateboarding because then you'll skate terrible. So why the fuck do you watch my videos?
Speaking of terrible skateboarding, I skated pretty terrible in the Tampa Am a few days ago.
What happened?
So I went there to push myself past my limits and do something different and new. But the funny part is, that was to just compete in a Speedo, and I did that.
Let's pull up the
He
footage.
completed his mission.
What color was the Speedo?
It was orange. Had this
Okay.
orange hat on, these orange shoes, and an orange Speedo.
See, I pictured it green. Did you get any pushback for skating in the Speedo?
No, I mean, just one person commented gay on YouTube.
Well, then you're
about it.
winning.
But most people
Most
loved
people
it.
loved it, and I'm a really happy person, and it made a lot of people happy and smile and laugh. And
'Cause it's hilarious.
That feels good to me.
Wait. It made a lot of people happy and smile and laugh?
Yeah.
That is unacceptable, sir. You're so canceled. Goodness me. It's 2023. You can't be doing that.
Hey, I landed a couple good tricks.
What'd you land?
I got heel flip nose in the Speedo, and
Sick.
heel flip board, and a couple other just filler things. But it was so hard to skate there. It was like super slippery, and just now coming off a month-long ankle injury, and set up a new complete and new shoes. So I was out of my element, but I still went for it and had a good time. Saw all the homies, and it was great.
More importantly, where did you place?
I think it was like 140th out of 152.
Well,
Nice.
who are these kooks that beat you? Because clearly they weren't on the Speedo level.
Yeah, that's like one of the main reasons I did it too, because skateboarding is skateboarding, not going somewhere to get judged by a bunch of people that are there to judge you.
It must be weird.
So I made a joke of it. I went to this dimension and said, hi, once again. I don't know
And what happened?
however-
You got checked out?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
they accepted you this time.
Yeah, a couple years before that, I'm surprised they didn't throw me out, because I went up on the first stage podium before they announced the winners. I stood on the number one, and I was like, number one!
Nice.
And I was wearing an orange leotard that I got online. It was like from China or something, so I got a large, and it was way too small. It was like riding up to my nipples almost. And when I stepped up on stage, a ball popped out to the right and a ball popped out to the left. And I'm on stage with my balls out, like, yeah! And they were like, people told me security's like, should we take him out? And they were like, no, it's all part of the circus.
I agree. And the skateboarding circus is a little bit worse for wear these days. I don't know if you guys paid much attention to Big Brother magazine. They would absolutely do two balls popping out of a onesie. Like that was their thing. And they're extinct now. And I feel like that's an element that's sorely lacking from skateboarding these days.
And I'm bringing it back. The
Yeah.
90s are back.
Well, I mean, because we are pretty horrific scumbags. And if we can't accept that and have fun with it, like, what are we trying to be? Athletes?
That's
I
what
guess
it's happening like that.
But athletes are some of the most fucked up people in the world that
So
do the
maybe,
most drugs.
but it's just like half and half. There's half athletes, half artists.
You think that's where we are? We're
Yeah.
like half athlete, half artist,
Yeah.
You think that's where we are? We're like half athlete,
but completely insane.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
but completely insane.
No, for real. Like, I see what you guys represent is something that's lacking in skateboarding these days.
Yeah, a lot of serious faces around nowadays.
Oh my God, so many.
Yeah. And you say hi to someone, they're just like grumpy looking, they don't even acknowledge you all the time until you do a good trick and they're like, what's your name? Where'd you come from?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I had a similar thing. Like, I can't stand cool guys. Because there's two kinds of guys. There's cool guys, and then there's cool guys. Do you know what I mean?
Kind of.
I don't. No, okay.
You gotta
Elaborate.
go deeper.
Elaborate. When somebody cool guys you, they're too cool for you.
Yeah.
But then there's a genuinely cool guy who's going to say, like, hey, man, what's your name? Without even seeing your trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's who I like. I like the cool guys. I don't like the cool guys.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. What's it like for you guys interacting with that world? Like, what do people make of you?
We try not to think about that and just
I just like, you guys want to skate? Let's skate.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just be nice to whoever's there and skate and have fun and smile and
Oh my God, it's that simple. I've been
Yeah.
blowing it the whole time. I've been overthinking.
That's
Yeah, it's
simple.
not really like what others are doing or how they're acting. It's how you take it and how you act. And you don't have to take anything. You can just, okay, maybe he's in a bad mood. That's why I didn't say hi or whatever.
Dude, you're giving me a spiritual fucking awakening right now. This is as simple as that.
Cool.
It really is that simple.
My goodness.
Yeah, just focus on yourself,
But wouldn't that make me egocentric to focus on myself?
No, because you're here living with yourself, Do you want to be happy or do you want to worry about other people and not be happy, Just
I want to worry about other
worry
people
about
being
yourself,
happy.
You do want to worry about everybody else being happy.
Yeah.
Then you just got to be happy.
Yeah, it's
That's all it is.
contagious.
It's just
It's a vibe.
How does one create this vibe?
Just be happy. Do your best to be happy. We all have ups and downs and bad days and good days, but take it a day at a time and just do your best. That's all. if you're doing your best, you're doing it. You're living life.
I do agree with that Buddhist principle. They say there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense to me. People try to be happy, try to be happy, try to be happy. They don't realize they just can be.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is a choice. Like, something can happen, like you drop your soda, you can get real mad about it, it does nothing and can make things worse.
Why would you drop your soda, you
I
loser?
don't even drink soda, but I'll just give an example. Or you can laugh about it.
Hey,
you know?
Sean, did you know your friend over here is a loser that drops his soda?
He's always dropping his sodas.
Oh my God, what an absolute kook. I can't believe I'm interviewing this guy right now. This is a fucking joke. All right, Dennis, get him a soda. Skateboarding is obviously art.
Right.
So that's a factual statement?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. What is art?
Art is unlimited creativity.
Don't you think there should be some limit?
There can't be. That is the limit.
The limit is surely being a human and not being able to make infinite art.
The crickets.
I was about to say the same thing.
I heard that shit too. Okay, how about this one? What I have noticed about video premieres, because I've been to a lot of them, there is a certain moment where somebody does a trick at a recognizable spot in the hometown that the video premiere is in. Mark Appleyard's part in Sorry. I was there for the premiere, and I could not believe it because he was, doing incredible stuff on these Californian spots, and they weren't eliciting much of a response. But when he did the nollie flip into Bridge Banks, which is a Sydney spot, all he did was nollie flip into one bank and ollie down the second. But every single Sydney sider in that theater recognized that spot and went, "Hey!" Because they knew how hard it was. Now, if you haven't been to the spot, you don't know how hard the thing is, and you have no frame of reference to understand the difficulty.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of skateboarding comes down to that people go, not that impressive. It's like, have you nollie heel flip Carlsbad? Have you been to Carlsbad? Do you know what Carlsbad is? And they're like, no, it's in California, don't care. Like, if you've been there, you fucking know. Have you had any experience like that at a premiere where you're like, oh, they got that one because they know the spot? You guys don't go to a lot of video premieres, do you?
No, we don't.
No. What is? I don't even know what skateboarding is.
Well, we've been to plenty of spots traveling around, and we see what you're talking about. We'd go to a spot that we've seen in a video, and be like, oh my God, that's why he only did this there. And it's like, holy shit, that's crazy.
Give me a specific example of that.
Yeah, what's the spot? Where'd we go?
Well, first thing I thought of was the Love Park Gap. Rest in peace.
You went there?
It's no longer there, yeah. I almost three-shoved it. I did a
Whoa.
three-shove, and it late flipped, and I hot-pocketed my ankles. And I was
You
like, I'm done.
got me on a three-shove and skate today. Your three-shoves are first try impeccable. I did notice that. So you almost three-shoved Love.
Yeah, almost.
What happened on the landing?
It did a late flip, and my ankles bent inward, and I was done. Sprained both ankles right then and there. Because that gap, you have to run as fast as you possibly can, get on your board, push as hard as you can, as many times as you can. You have to skate the fastest you ever skated in your whole life, and then hit a trick down a big-ass gap.
It's longer than it is high. I've heard that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. How much of the history of it do you know? Who was the first to ollie it?
I know zero history. I just know we used to go there and get chased out by the cops like everyone else, and it was a great time.
So the
always.
three-shove almost belonged to Beau Sluder.
Yeah, almost.
That would have been a fucking name on the map there, man.
Yeah, I wish I got it, but I'll get it somewhere else.
You won't get it on Love Gap. So the first to ollie it was Vinny Ponte in the Zoo York video. The first to kickflip it was Kerry Getz. It was shortly afterwards kickflipped by somebody else who I can't quite recall. Wait, what did Bam do? Did Bam kickflip it?
Did he?
Forget it.
Hold on a second. You guys have a Bam story to tell me.
Yeah, so we used to live at Bam's house for like over a month.
How and why?
Working on the ramps.
We got invited by our friend Carlos, our awesome legend friend Carlos, that is a legend at FDR skate park, and he invited us to come help them build the skate park, Bam's new indoor skate park in his barn.
What's your interactions with Bam like?
Always pretty chill, just hey man, and just like hanging out with him, partying with him when we used to party, and they had parties all the time. It was too crazy for our taste. We had to just stop working there and go back home because we were like, this is too much. It was getting too much drama and stuff.
Well, you're in a far crazier place now.
But he's
That's
a chill, he's a
that's
chill
insane.
dude.
Well, no shit. I felt that way when I met Bam. It was at a friend's wedding, and I know all the jackass stuff has happened, and I know there's that side of his life. But I wanted to talk to Bam Margera, the skateboarder, the guy that had a transworld part, the guy that rode for a time machine. Like that's who I wanted to talk to. I don't really give a fuck about jackass. And I was like, this is Bam the skater. Let me talk to Bam the skater. And it worked for a bit, but later that weekend he was arrested for a DUI.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a normal person like the rest of us.
But he's been completely fucked over by Hollywood. It'll happen to you.
No.
Not on my watch.
I don't even know what that means.
No, I mean, no, you. That's what I'm saying. You guys are the real deal. Like, you don't mess with any of that shit. You just skate.
But yeah, so like when I skate, it's not just skateboarding, it's also the filming of the skateboarding combined is the art to me.
Of course.
Which is almost like, to me, it's almost like a painting. It's like a moving painting.
It is.
So I just, if it's not right, if I do a little tic-tac, that's like Mona Lisa having like a scar because he like tripped when he was like finishing it up.
That is one of the most profound analogies I've ever heard, and I relate 100%. I did notice this about you. You don't quit until you feel that it's exactly right.
Exactly how I envisioned it.
A couple of times today, a lot of times the filmer will tell you, hey, it's fine, let's move on, but they just want to get the fuck out. But you want to do it the way you want to do it. And you want to feel it the way you want to feel it, and you know when you're done.
Exactly.
You won't take something like, oh, I don't know, 540 Dark Nada spin that kind of lands to Decker. That was a great analogy. You said that it's like the Mona Lisa having a scar because...
he tripped while he was finishing up the painting.
Is that all yours? Did you make that up?
I made that up.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm crying under these glasses. That was brilliant. Wow. See, I've always said this about the Mona Lisa. I think that the reason I'm able to understand art is an approximation versus mathematics, which is absolute. When you have the Mona Lisa, it's not actually a woman. It's pieces of pigment pushed around on a canvas. Nevertheless, it resembles a woman. Now, you can make mistakes there. You don't have to necessarily scar her face, but you can not get it entirely right, and it's still the Mona Lisa. Mathematics, to me, are this impossible thing, because if you get one number wrong, you fuck the whole thing up. Where do you stand on mathematics? How good are you guys at that?
I love math.
Go on.
It's really fun to me. I do math in my mind all the time,
Do you?
just randomly, like
Really?
count stuff and
Really?
add things and divide, and I just really like math.
That is fascinating.
And that's
And you?
Math?
Yeah.
2 + 2 is 4.
Incorrect, sir.
one of the reasons I quit smoking and drinking is because my math started decreasing, my math abilities, and I love math.
Okay.
So I was feeling ashamed of myself to not be able to have a sharp enough mind to do what I love anymore. And it started to affect my skateboarding too, it felt like.
Go on.
Because I'd have a beer while I'm skating and then not be able to skate at my best, and I'd just get bummed. And I'm like, I just want to skateboard, what am I doing?
So when you're doing something like a heel flip, front side tail slide 270 on that hubba, are you approaching it mathematically or artistically?
That's
That's a good
definitely
question.
artistically.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Intuitively, perhaps?
Yeah, I try not to think at all. I try to just let my body do what it knows how to do.
The odd thing is when you're doing something like that, I can feel it. Like as I'm filming it, I can sense like it might be, you know, something about the perception of it. When I notice, I'm like, yeah, he's gotten this far through the heel flip. He's high enough. He's putting it into tail slide. Now, if he believes in himself, he's gonna 270 out. And then you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you helped me believe in myself.
I actually did that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So you did the heel flip down 270.
I'm gonna take all the credit and the money, hand it over. But I think there is something to that. I know I mentioned this earlier, and it sounds like crazy person talk, but I think I was about 11 years old, and my friend was trying to ollie over a milk crate, and I wanted him to do it so bad. I started like thinking, can I warp reality with my mind to make him do it? If I like really believe on this one, is he going to do it? If I and am I sending a vibration that I don't understand that's going to make him do it?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I think when you see that other people believe in you, it influences your belief on yourself. It helps you to believe in yourself.
But what if
Definitely,
we're
that's
all
why.
believing in a guy that can't do a goddamn thing, and then he just slams and breaks both his arms and dies?
You did that too.
Maybe he wakes up in
Yeah.
another
Well, you know what?
reality.
He's dead, so he can't do anything now.
Maybe he just wakes up in another reality and he can do what you believed he could there. Maybe life never ends, just continues maybe.
Oh, it ends.
I got a question.
Shoot.
What made you start doing weird tricks?
Okay, let's get to the core of this. I've been asked this a few times. What it comes down to for me was what was exciting. So you're watching a skate video. Obviously, the first time you see it, it's all exciting, right?
Yeah.
All of it. Running versus Day One, the entire thing was like, mind explode. But then over time, you become accustomed to a certain data set. And then it's the outlier within the data set that really lights your brain up.
Yeah.
So those particular outliers in the data set sparked something in me that I went, what if you made the entire thing out of the outliers? Then that would surely be more exciting than the standardized data set with one outlier. What if the entire thing was constructed of outliers? And that's what I've been trying to do. Unsuccessfully, but hopefully I got like 70% of the way there.
Oh yeah, so question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have any video parts you're working on now?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been stacking for like 6 years.
Oh heck yeah. You, my man, thank you.
So it's pretty fucked because I have to top the Thrasher part,
Yeah.
and that's a pretty big ask. And I love the part as it is, but I'm stuck on the ender because you got to top the spiral. How does one do that?
I
Give me
don't
some
know.
ideas.
That was so crazy, I don't even know how.
Go on, Sean. What do I do that tops the
I
spiral?
have no idea.
Well, I'm fucked! Just kidding, that was a joke. Seem to have broken my hat.
You alright?
Anyway, what do I do for an ender?
Something on it. No, you already did that.
See? You see how hard it is?
Yeah.
We just gotta go out to the streets and
Okay.
let the streets tell you what to do.
I've got it. What about a 1080 dark Nodus big flip out?
That's exactly what you should do.
Okay. So, Sean, you mentioned to me that you cannot visualize the past or think about the future. You live in the moment only.
Yep. All I know is we're sitting in some chairs talking about living in the moment.
Let's change glasses so we can see through each other's eyes. Oh, you're in a way better world than me. Do you see the darkness I live inside of every day?
Yeah. We're gonna have to trade back pretty soon.
No, fuck this. I'm staying here. I gotta ask you about these blue blockers I'm wearing. Why do you wear them before I stole them from you?
2, keep a good quality of sleep.
Is that
Because
so?
artificial light actually messes with your sleep.
Interesting. I did have a pair of glasses that were very much this color, and I was sleeping a lot better during that time.
See? See?
But I lost those ones because I almost got shot in an RV because I was with a girl and her granddad came around and didn't know I was going to be there and pulled out a gun and almost killed me. So
Oh wow.
Whoa.
yeah, so I left those glasses and ran into the woods.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So that pulls up another story about a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, the time we almost got shot.
Yeah, we were trying to buy some of them drugs.
What happened?
We were trying to get some regular weed, you know, some mids, Reggie. $80 worth. Not, you know, just trying to play some video games, nice and stony.
And it was this kid from the skate park.
Yeah, a kid from the skate park. So we were like, all right, we trust him, skater brother, you know. So we went to meet up with him, and we told him where to meet us, and he was like, no, meet us, or meet me over here. So we were like, all right, you know, we trust him, we'll meet him on his terms. So we went to meet him in some park, and we pulled up, and he came walking over like super slow and awkward. We were like, what the heck's up with him? Why is he looking like that? And then he went like this, acted like he dropped something. And I guess that was the signal to his boys to come running out from the shadows, because he acted like that and was picking nothing up. We were like, what is he doing? So then these guys came running out the shadows with their hoodies tied up to a little hole in their face. And we were like, oh shit, what the heck's about to happen?
And then he points the gun right at Beau,
Yeah,
like right at the window.
yeah, just
And
right
I
in the
just
face.
instantly was pissed. I just floored it. Pulled the e-brake, did a 180, then went vim, 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 and just floored it at the dude. And he was like, he was scared shitless.
Anyway, oh, he almost didn't jump out of the way of the car. Like, we went to turn to not hit him. It was just to scare him.
Like a deer in the headlights. Like
I really thought he
just,
was going to hit him, though. I was like, oh, I'm about to hear bones crunching and stuff under a car.
but I was really just trying to scare him and then dip out.
So you guys are not only brothers, you're survivors. You've
Yeah.
probably been through some unimaginable stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying you were hopping trains. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, that was crazy. I would randomly hop trains. I would have a job for a few weeks. I'd say, see ya. I'd quit, keep my paycheck, and then go hop on a train and go skate around the country.
How did you figure out where the trains were going?
So I would look on my phone on maps. This was before I even had a phone plan, so I did this all on like McDonald's Wi-Fi. I don't eat McDonald's, by the way. It's not food.
Just the Wi-Fi.
Just the Wi-Fi I would use. So
You're
I'd
not down with the clown.
No.
Me neither.
So I'd go.
I
in
hate
the-
that clown.
I'd bring up a map on maps. I'd see the direction I want to head, like say Cleveland, Ohio. I like to visit there a lot. And I'd be like, all right, it's in that direction. And then the train tracks that were nearby, I'd be like, all right, they're pointed towards Ohio. So I would catch a train that was headed the direction I believed to be to Ohio.
Did you ever end up in a city you weren't expecting to be in?
Oh, plenty of times, yeah.
Where'd you end up?
All over, New York, near Canada.
Are you like, oh no, New York?
Yeah. I actually have a warrant in New York.
Oh yeah?
The only time I ever hopped the subway, I got caught.
So you're hopping freight trains, no worries. You hop the subway
yeah.
gate one time, they get you.
Yep.
My goodness.
He's like, let me see your IDs. I'm like, who's this guy? It was like, like a Hispanic guy with headphones and a backpack. I'm like, who's this guy? And he's like, I'm the cops. I was like, oh shit.
Are you, or are the cops just a different kind of gang?
And then there's another crazy one where, tell them about when you got off the train in the rain.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
this
this is where I really didn't want to.
This one's freaky. This is when I was like,
I was
I'm
riding
not
a train for like 3 days. It was pouring raining for like 3 days. So I'm soaking wet, but I managed to like put something like my little tarp up above my book bag and keep all my spare clothes dry. And so when it finally stopped raining, it was when the train stopped at like 4 in the morning in the middle of nowhere, like in the woods. So I got out and I started getting changed in my dry clothes. And then it was super foggy, and this guy comes walking out of the fog. I just see him appear out of the fog, and he's holding a giant machete. I was like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? I was freaking out. And so I was like standing near these poles, and he's just like, cigarettes, motherfucker, cigarettes. Just like mumbling stuff to himself, like sounding like a crazy person. So he gets like so close to me that like I started like backing up and moving, and he never even saw me. He just walked right past me, and then he climbed up onto the train car I would have been asleep in. But I got out of it, and he looked in and got down, and he checked a couple more train cars, and I kept going. So I don't know if he was a serial killer looking to kill
Yo.
train hopping hobos or what.
It's either that or somebody's looking after you.
It was crazy.
You might have some divine intervention there.
I think
I've
so.
felt that my
That
whole
was a
life.
blessed moment.
I have almost died so many times. We almost died yesterday involving a train. And every time I just every time I get out of it just by the seat of my pants.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm 37, like I must have done something right.
Yeah, you're meant to be here, man.
Yeah. I mean, okay, let's just get into it. All
You
the
wanna-
times
you wanna hear
really
about the
died.
train?
Let's go.
All right, so then me and my buddy were hanging out on this like 100-foot electrical tower. That's already crazy because it's an electrical tower. And then we see a train coming in the distance, and we're like, let's go play on that train. And we climb down, we run over there, we start climbing up on it, and we're just like, let's just get on top. And this is like, this train's just moving slow, and we're just on the top, jumping from train to train car. Just doop, doop, doop. And then another train starts coming the opposite direction, and we hop from this moving train to the other moving train.
The physics are off. You ate shit, right?
No, we landed it perfect,
What?
on top. And then we were like, whoa, this train's like starting to pick up speed. We should climb down. There was no ladder on this one.
So you're stuck on
We were
top of
stuck
the speeding
on top
train.
of the train.
Anything to hold on to?
Each other. We grabbed each other's arms for whenever it was like shaking to stay on there, because it was every once in a while it would shake like crazy. And then we also noticed that the taller trains would be like this close to the bridges, and we were like, well, glad we're not on those ones. We're on the shorter one. And we just, from Wilmington, Delaware, it took us all the way to almost Baltimore before it stopped. And then we were able to climb down like the edge because it kind of had like ridges like that. We just climbed down, walked through some woods, found a gas station, told the worker all about it, and they just hooked us up with fried chicken. And then we just sat outside eating fried chicken, waiting for a homie to come pick us up.
Alive, not dead, because you didn't get collected by a bridge on top of the speeding freight train.
Exactly. It was insane.
I've been through so many of those things. Did you find it was quite exhilarating?
It was. We were having a good time.
I think it's a combination of almost dying and knowing that you didn't that gives you a euphoria.
Yep.
Yeah. Like we were scared, like when we were holding each other, like we were laying on our bellies and we were holding each other like that. So like, and then we would be laughing at the same time as we'd be terrified.
Yeah.
Like that type.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Man, this is the greatest. I feel the exact same thing. Me and Dennis behind the cameras here, we had the exact same experience just last night.
Tell us about it.
Well, we messed up. There was a train stopped at the crossing, and there were cops around, and it just wasn't a good vibe. So we went, let's tear down this path next to the train tracks. And as we continue along this path, it starts getting less roady and more gravelly, and then eventually it becomes train tracky. And we realized that somehow we'd ended up between two train tracks. And I'm looking at them, and I'm realizing that, like, as wide as a train is on either side, there is no way that if two trains are, when trains pass each other, there's certainly no room for a motorcyclist in the middle.
Yeah.
And I went, Dennis, this is dumb. We're dead. I was like, I just had an intuition. I went, and it's hard to get a motorcycle over train tracks that aren't a crossing. They're like quite large.
Yeah.
But I was like, Dennis, we got to get over. And I took my bike over. He's coming down. I see the headlamp coming down. I'm like, Dennis, get off the tracks. Get over here. Get over here. And he's like, oh, okay. Comes over, and sure enough, about 30 seconds later, freight train barrels through. We would have been, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Wow.
But you guys were already coming here. It would have been like, well, Dennis and Richie died. There's no interview.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what to say.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
We should all be dead.
Right?
Are we?
Who says we're even really alive?
That's what I'm saying. Is this a simulation?
I think it might be a simulation.
Yeah, most likely.
If it is, then you're a favored character. You both are. Somebody's looking out for you.
Well, this train talk reminded me of another train story. Me and my buddy I would hop the freights with, we were coming out of a train yard, and it was the middle of the night, and there was these hunters with shotguns and stuff. And they saw us, and they were like, hey! And started shining the light and stuff. So my friend took off. He made it away and got in his truck and took off and left me. He was like, I'll come back for you. I was like, oh, great, leave me to fend for myself. So these shotgun guys are running around chasing me and stuff, and then they get into their truck to like chase me down with their truck, I guess. And so when they did that, I was in the middle of an open field. There was one shrub, and they got in their truck and spun it around and were shining their lights around, looking all over for me. And I got down on my hands and knees in push-up position and did the Bugs Bunny on them. I let this shrub block my view, and they were circling the shrub, and I was like this. Like tiptoeing on my hands and toes, just tiptoeing around the shrub so they couldn't see me. They were like, oh, he vanished. And then they just stopped looking for me. And
Classic.
I made it out of there. It was nuts.
Outsmarted once again.
It was crazy.
Goodness me, man.
And I learned that from you when we used to sneak around the train yard that was in your backyard in Ellesmere, Delaware. When the workers
He taught you the Bugs Bunny?
Yep, when the workers would come by, we'd both go like this at a
Telephone poles, yeah.
and go around it as they were passing by, and they'd never even notice we were there.
Of course. That's what it is. It's their perception. They're like, nothing there. Nothing there.
Yeah.
Definitely nobody Bugs Bunnying around that hole right now. Okay, well, thank you for the knowledge. I'm definitely going to use that when it comes time. And it will come time.
I got one last one for the trains.
Shoot.
So it was me and Beau and two other friends, and we just hopped on a train and we were like, let's make it to Virginia, escape Virginia. So we're just going and like we're like skating on the train, and this guy, he 5-0's the edge of the train, like the doors were open. He did the little like, curb 5-0.
Like you fall out, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that, and I was like,
I know the one. Yeah,
that
with the
was insane.
inside curve.
Yeah, just a little
5-0.
inside slasher.
Yeah.
while it was moving. I'm over here just doing little nose wobblies on the safe side. He's trying to grind out the train.
I mean,
So that felt almost death-defying.
you guys are the real deal. we need more of this. We need train hopping Delaware maniac, street genius, Beau Sluder, fucking insane people.
That's all in the name of fun, man.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well,
Well,
the workers kicked us off the train.
Oh yeah, that's
They
what
pulled
happened.
to a stop. They saw us doing all that stuff eventually somehow, and they pulled it to a stop, and they came up like with like pickaxes and stuff. Like,
I got one for you. I'm gonna have to trade glasses back for this one. Thank you for putting me in your world. So another time I almost died. This was a close one. So we were in Long Beach, right? Where's he going? Oh, there you go.
We gotta do all the switchy
Switch it up.
switchies.
Yeah, you got to switch it up. So Long Beach, California, maybe about 6 years ago, I'm going along the riverbank. Like the LA River goes through, I guess, all the way to Long Beach. It's like, you know, the Terminator movie when they're going through the.
I don't know. What's the Terminator movie?
So the Terminator movie is a guy that wears like rose-colored glasses and he sees everything. He's a robot. I'm gonna start this again.
Because when I watch movies, they're erased after like a month.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe even less sometimes.
you're probably lucky. Most movies are garbage.
Yeah, but it's cool because then like after a couple years go by, I'm like, I can watch that movie again. And it's
Never
brand new
haven't seen
again.
it.
Yeah, so like,
I've been told I've seen it before. Okay, so I'm coming down. I'm in Long Beach. I'm going along the river, and you eventually arrive at a place that is the end of the earth. It's where all the homeless folk are in their tents. You know, there's nothing going on in society for them, so they're literally at the end of the earth. And what I see is a pigeon sliding down the bank. You know how you did that drop-in on your socks?
yeah.
So the pigeon's doing that on this bank. He's dropping in on his socks and sliding down. I'm like, I've never seen that before. That's awesome. So I get my phone out and start filming the pigeon sliding down the bank. Unbeknownst to me, I'm pointing it at a homeless guy's tent who
Yeah.
sees me filming what he thinks is him.
Oh,
I'm filming a sliding pigeon. And he
Yeah.
pokes his head out and he goes, filming me? Next thing, hatchet.
oh man.
Comes out with a hatchet and just starts running at me with the hatchet.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this is how I die. So I'm like, you know, what do you do? Like, it's a crazy situation. I'm like, okay, I have actually 20 guys coming along to film me. It was a big crew there in Long Beach, but I had, you know, gone ahead of them.
right.
And I just started yelling at them. I'm like, there's 20 other men coming here. It's not a good idea to fucking throw a hatchet at my head, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm backing off, but I didn't want to run. And I will say this, the best thing about being a skateboarder, when you evacuate a situation on your skateboard and push as fast as you can, it doesn't look like you're running. It looks like you're just skating away. So I skate away and they're coming down. I'm like, a guy just tried to kill me with a hatchet. And they're like, oh yeah, let's get him. I'm like, no, that's not a good idea.
Oh my God.
But then they're like, no, this is our town. This is our town. We got to fuck this guy up. I'm like, he has a hatchet. It's a dumb idea. Don't fucking do it. But that's always been advantageous to me. I'm not the most courageous man. If I need to, I'd rather skate away from a situation than run away from a situation.
Yeah. No need to hippie jump a person.
Why not? Hippie jump me right now, literally.
All right.
We gonna get fired for this?
Me?
Yeah, you're doing it.
I'm hippie jumping you?
This is the harder way.
Oh gosh. All right.
Hey! Thanks for tuning in. This has been an absolute disaster. We love you. Beau Sluder, Jon Snow. Thank you so very much for watching. I obviously am Richie Jackson, and I want to thank my guests, Jon Snow and Beau Sluder, not only for coming here, but for making it such a memorable experience. I hope I never see them again, and I hope I never see you again. Good night.